In this session, I am going to discuss about integral powers and integral multiples of an element in a ring R. Integral powers, integral multiples. Integral multiples and integral powers of elements in a ring R. Suppose R is a ring with unity element, and if there exists a positive integer n, if there exists a positive integer m, that is belongs to n, such that we define MA equal to a plus up to, we add a up to m terms, that is the integral multiples of an element A. This expression is called the integral multiples of an element A, which is belongs to R, which is in R. So here m is positive integer, we define MA as a plus up to m terms. Again we define 0 into A is equal to 0 for any A belongs to R. Here 0 is left hand side 0 is 0 integer, and right hand side 0 is 0 element of the ring. This is integer, this is 0 element of the ring R. So 0 into A is 0. If m is positive integer, then minus m is negative integer. Then minus m is negative integer. Then we define minus m into A as minus m into A as minus of MA, that can be written as minus into MA means a plus up to m terms, then we write a plus up to m terms. Now we multiply minus with this expression, then minus a plus up to m terms, then which can be written as m into minus a. So minus m into A is defined as minus of MA, that is also equal to m into minus a. So integral multiples of an element is defined as MA equal to a plus up to m terms. If m is negative integer, then we can define as minus m into A is minus a plus up to m terms. Now integral powers of an element A. And also we have some properties, integral multiples of an element A. Those are, if m comma n are positive integers, then m plus n into A is equal to MA plus NA. That means m comma n two positive integers, then m plus n into a can be written as ma plus na for any a belongs to R. And also m into na can be written as mn into a. And also ma into na is mn a square. So these are the properties of an integral multiples of an elements in a ring R. And also we have one more, that m into a plus b, that is ma plus mb for any a comma b belongs to R. Now we see the definition of integral powers of an element A in a ring R. Integral powers. Suppose R is a ring and for any A belongs to R, there exists a positive integer n, then we can define a power n as here a into up to n times. Here we multiply a n times, it can be written as a power n. That is integral powers of an element in a ring R. Before definition is that integral multiples of an element is, we can add a m times, that is denoted as ma, that is integral multiples of an element. And also we written as a power n is a power minus n into a. And we have some more properties for the integral powers of an element is that if m comma n are two positive integers is belongs to n and a comma b belongs to R, we have first one a power m into a power n is equal to a power m plus n, and second property is that a power m whole power n is equal to a power mn. Now we see the definition of, we will see the definition of idempotent element and nilpotent elements of a ring R. Idempotent element and nilpotent elements of a ring R. First of all, we see the definition idempotent element. What is an idempotent element of a ring R? If R is a ring, if R is a ring, A belongs to R, if A belongs to R is said to be idempotent element if here for any A belongs to R is said to be idempotent element if A square is equal to A, then A is called idempotent element of the ring R. If A square is equal to A, then A is said to be idempotent element of the ring R. And nilpotent element means if there exists an element A belongs to R is said to be nilpotent element. For this element there exists a positive integer n is belongs to capital N such that A power n is equal to 0. Here 0 is the zero element of the ring. That means A into up to n times we multiply, then we get 0 element. Then that element A is called nilpotent element of the ring R. Idempotent element is that A square is equal to A, then A is called idempotent element of the ring R. A power n is equal to 0, then A is called nilpotent element of the ring R. Nilpotent element of the ring R. Now we see the definitions, and now I will give two examples for nilpotent element and idempotent elements of the ring. So the condition is that idempotent element is A square is equal to A, and nilpotent element is A power n is equal to 0. Example, in the ring Z6, addition modulo 6 and multiplication modulo 6 are the binary operations. In the ring 2, this Z6 contains the elements 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to 5. The operations are addition modulo 6 and multiplication modulo 6. If we take 2 is belongs to Z6, then 2 multiplication modulo 6, 2 is, we multiply 2 and 2 with 2, 4 divided by 6, we get remainder 4, that is not equal to again 2. So 2 is not idempotent. 2 is not idempotent element. But 3, multiplication modulo 6, 3 is 3 into 3 is 9. 9 divided by 6, we get remainder 3. Here 3 square is equal to 3. Again we get the element 3. So if A square is equal to A, then A is called idempotent element of the ring. Therefore 3 is an idempotent element of Z6. Idempotent element of Z6. And also 4, multiplication modulo 6, 4. 4 4s are 16. 16 divided by 6, we get remainder 4. That is 4 square is equal to 4, which is also satisfying the condition that A square is equal to A. Therefore 4 is also an idempotent element of Z6. But here 2 square, that is 2 into 2 multiplication modulo 6, 2. Here multiplication modulo 6 is a multiplication binary operation. So 2 into 2 is 4. 4 divided by 6, we get remainder 4. So that is not equal to 2. If A square is equal to A, then it will be idempotent element. But here 4 is not equal to 2, therefore 2 is not an idempotent element. In this ring Z6, we have only 2 idempotent elements, those are 3 and 4. So 3 and 4 are the idempotent elements of Z6. If we take another ring Z8, addition modulo 8 and multiplication modulo 8. Z8 contains elements 0, 1, 2, 3 up to 7. In this set, we have, there is no idempotent element because no element satisfying this equation A square is equal to A. For example, if we take 2 is belongs to Z8, then 2 square is equal to 2 multiplication modulo 8, 2, that is 2 into 2 is 4, 4 divided by 8, we get remainder 4, that is not equal to 2, so 2 is not an idempotent element. Similarly, 3 is belongs to Z8, we have 3 square is equal to 3 multiplication modulo 8, 3, that is 3 into 3 is 9, 9 divided by 8 we get remainder 1. So which is not equal to 3. So here 2 and 3 elements are not, does not satisfying the condition a square is equal to a. Therefore 2 and 3 are not idempotent elements of Z8. All the elements are similarly, all the elements are also not satisfying this condition a square is equal to a. Therefore in this ring there is no idempotent elements. Now we see the another example for nilpotent elements. That is, that ring is Z8 addition modulo 8 and multiplication modulo 8, which set contains elements 0, 1, 2, 3 up to and so on 7. The binary operations are addition modulo 8 and multiplication modulo 8. For the nilpotent element, the condition is that there exists a positive integer n such that a power n is equal to 0. Here 0 is the 0 element of the ring, which is a condition for the nilpotent element of the ring. So if we take any element 1 is belongs to Z8, a power n, 1 multiplication modulo 8, 1 is 1. Again we multiply 1. We multiply 1, 1, 1 and then we get only 1, not equal to the 0. We get only 1, not equal to 0. Therefore 1 is not a nilpotent element. But here we have 3. 3 multiplication modulo 8, 3. 3 3s are 9. 9 divided by 8, we get remainder 1. Again we multiply with 3. 1 into 3, 3. 3 divided by 8, we get remainder 3. Again we multiply with 3. Then we get 1 into 3 is 3 divided by 8, 3. So which is not equal to 0. So therefore 3 is not a nilpotent element of the ring. If we take 4 multiplication modulo 8, 4. We get 4 4s are 16. 16 divided by 8. That is remainder is 0. 4 4s are 16. 16 divided by 8, we get remainder 0. Therefore 4 square is equal to 0. Therefore 4 is nilpotent element of the ring Z8. Similarly 2 is also satisfying this condition a power n is equal to 0. 2 multiplication modulo 8, 2. 2 2s are 4. 4 divided by 8, we get remainder 4. Now again we multiply with 2. 4 into 2 is 8. 8 divided by 8, remainder is 0. So therefore 2 cube is equal to 8 here. 2 cube is equal to 0. Therefore 2 is a nilpotent element of the ring Z8. In this ring we have only 2 nilpotent elements. Those are 2 and 4. Remaining elements are not satisfying this condition a power n is equal to 0. Therefore the nilpotent elements of a Z8, the nilpotent elements of the ring Z8 are only 2 and 4. Now we will take another ring, that is Z6 addition modulo 6 and multiplication modulo 6. In this ring there is no nilpotent elements because which elements are 1 2 3 and so on 5. all the elements are not satisfying this condition a power n is equal to 0. So I give one example for to take 2 is belongs to Z6. 2 multiplication modulo 6 2. 2 into 2 is 4. 4 divided by 6 we get remainder 4 not equal to 0. So again we multiply with 2. 4 into 2 is 8. 8 divided by 6 we get remainder 2. Again we multiply with 2. 2 2s are 4. 4 divided by 6 we get remainder 4. So we multiply 2 2 2 we get remainders are 2 and 4 not equal to the 0. Therefore 2 is not a nilpotent element. Similarly all the elements are not satisfying this condition a power n is equal to 0. Therefore in this ring Z6 has no nilpotent elements. Now we will see the theorems about two theorems about idempotent element and nilpotent elements of a ring R. First theorem about idempotent element. If D is an integral domain, D is an integral domain and A belongs to R is idempotent element, then A is equal to 1. Here D is an integral domain. That means I told that the definition of an integral domain, that is D is a ring and has commutative ring and has unity element and without zero divisors, then it is called integral domain. Here our ring is an integral domain and if we take any element in R is an idempotent element, then we have to prove A is equal to 1. Then it is equal to the unity element. That means an integral domain has only one idempotent element, that is the unity element. Just we have to prove that unity element is the idempotent element of an integral domain. This theorem tells about only the integral domains has only one idempotent element, that is the unity element. Now proof. Given that D is integral domain, that means it has unity element and commutative ring and satisfying has no zero divisors. If we take A, it belongs to R, is an idempotent element of D. Element of D. So by definition of an idempotent element is that implies A square is equal to A. Now we prove that A is equal to 1. Now A square is equal to A. A square into A can be written as A into A. We take A to right left side, then minus A is equal to 0. Take common A, then we have A into minus 1. A minus 1 is equal to 0. Then we get the product of two numbers, two elements, that is first one is A and second one is A minus 1 is equal to 0. Here A is an element of D and D is an integral domain. By the definition of an integral domain, then we have D has no zero divisors. That means D without zero divisors. The definition of a without zero divisors is that if we take the product of two numbers is AB is equal to 0 implies A is equal to 0 or B equal to 0. So if the product of two numbers is equal to 0, in these two numbers one of them must be equal to the 0. Here also we have product of A into A minus 1 is equal to 0. Then we write A is equal to 0 or A minus 1 is equal to 0. That implies A is equal to 1. Here A is equal to 0. Here we take in the definition that A is not equal to 0 belongs to statement. In the statement, if we take A is a non-zero element of R, is an idempotent element, then we have to prove A is equal to 1. Here A is a non-zero element. Here A is non-zero element of D. Then A is equal to 1. So this theorem tells about that if we have an integral domain and every non-zero element is idempotent element, then A is equal to 1. That means that the unity element is the only idempotent element of an integral domain. Now we see another theorem for nilpotent element of a ring. The statement is that the integral domain has no nilpotent element. The integral domain has no nilpotent element other than 0. Has no nilpotent element other than 0. Proof. The statement is that the integral domain has no nilpotent element other than 0. That means the integral domain has only nilpotent element is 0. Now we prove that theorem by using the mathematical induction, because here the nilpotent by the definition of a nilpotent element, we have there exists a positive integer n such that a power n is equal to 0. A power n is equal to 0. So let D be an integral domain and A belongs to R. Here other than 0, that means if we take not equal to 0 belongs to R. If A is an element and not equal to 0 belongs to R, is non-zero element is nilpotent element. We have to prove for A power 1 is not equal to 0. A not equal to 0, we can write A power 1 is not equal to 0. And also A into A not equal to 0. That means A square is also not equal to 0. Since D has no zero divisors, that means that we have two non-zero elements, then that product is also not equal to 0. Here A not equal to 0, B not equal to 0, then their product also not equal to 0. So A square is not equal to 0. Therefore, this statement tells about A is not a nilpotent element, because here not satisfying the condition A power n is equal to 0. For this, the statement is true. The statement is true for n equal to 1, comma 2. Now we assume that the statement is true. For n is equal to k, that is A power k not equal to 0. A power k not equal to 0. Then now A power k plus 1 is equal to, now we have to prove a power k plus 1 is not equal to 0. Then by mathematical induction we have a power n not equal to 0 for all n is belongs to n. So a power k plus 1 can be written as a power k into a power 1. So here a power k not equal to 0 and also a not equal to 0, then we have this, their product is also not equal to 0. So therefore a power k plus 1 is also not equal to 0. So the statement is true for a power k plus a for n is equal to k plus 1. Therefore by mathematical induction for all n values we have, by mathematical induction for all n is belongs to capital N, we have a power n is not equal to 0. Here we take a non-zero element which is not equal to 0. That means which non-zero element does not satisfying the condition a power is equal to 0. That means that non-zero element is not a nilpotent element. So then our integral domain has only zero element is a nilpotent element. So here we have proved that we take a non-zero element that is not a nilpotent element. We take a non-zero element that is not a nilpotent element. So then we have only zero elements are the nilpotent elements. So here the definite statement is that the integral domain has no nilpotent element other than 0. That means if all the non-zero elements are nilpotent elements. So here we taken a non-zero element is element, then we have proved it is not a nilpotent element. Therefore a not equal to 0 is not nilpotent element. Therefore all the non-zero elements are nilpotent elements, not a nilpotent elements. So we have only zero element that is nilpotent element. Here we used the mathematical induction. That means the statement is true for n is equal to 1. We have to assume that for n is equal to k, we have to prove that n is equal to k plus 1. In this theorem also we have proved for a power 1 not equal to 0 and also proved for a square is not equal to 0, and then we have assumed a power k is not equal to 0 and we proved a power k plus 1 is not equal to 0. Then every non-zero element is not a nilpotent element. So we have only zero element is nilpotent element. So in an integral domain has no nilpotent element other than 0. Now we see the definition of characteristic of a ring. Characteristic of a ring. Suppose R is a ring. Suppose R is a ring. N is a positive integer for any a belongs to R. There exists a positive integer n is belongs to n. We have NA is equal to a plus a plus a plus up to n terms is equal to 0. The smallest such positive integer n is called the characteristic of a ring. N is belongs to n if NA is equal to a plus and so on up to n terms is equal to 0, the smallest positive integer n, smallest such positive integer n is called characteristic of a ring R. Of a ring R. Here for any here for all belongs to R. For all A belongs to R. For all A belongs to R, NA is equal to 0, then, and also N is a least positive integer, then N is the characteristic of a ring. Simply you remember that NA is equal to 0 for all A belongs to R if there exists a least positive integer n such that there exists a least positive integer n such that NA is equal to 0, then n is called the characteristic of a ring. If there exists a least positive integer n such that NA is equal to 0 for all A belongs to R, then we said that the characteristic of a ring R is n. Here n is least and NA is equal to 0 for all A belongs to R. That means NA means here integral multiples of element. So here NA taken as A plus A plus A plus up to n terms is equal to 0 for all A belongs to R. Then n is the characteristic of a ring R. So simply we be mindful about the definition is the condition is that if there exists a least positive integer n such that NA is equal to 0 for all A belongs to R, then we say that n is the characteristic of a ring R. If there is no such positive integer n such that NA is equal to 0, if there is no such positive integer n such that NA is equal to 0, then the characteristic of a ring, if there is no such positive integer n such that NA is equal to 0 for all A belongs to R, we say that the characteristic of a ring R is 0 or infinite. 0 or infinite. If NA is equal to 0 for all A belongs to R and n is least positive integer, then we say that the characteristic of a ring is n. If there is no such positive integer which satisfying this condition NA is equal to 0 for all elements in R, then the characteristic of a ring is 0 or infinite. 0 or infinite. Okay. Next, we will see some example for the characteristic of a ring R. If we take a ring Z7, Z7, addition modulo 7 comma multiplication modulo 7 is a ring. So by definition of a characteristic of a ring is that if there exists a least positive integer n such that there exists a least positive integer n such that NA is equal to 0 for all A belongs to R. For all A belongs to R, all the elements satisfying this condition NA is equal to 0 where n is least positive integer. Here Z7 contains elements are 0, 1, 2, 3 up to 6. The binary operations are addition modulo 7 and multiplication modulo 7. Here NA means integral multiples of an element A that can be represented as A plus A plus A plus up to n terms. So is equal to 0. Here this operation is usual addition. Here we have addition modulo 7. So now we are using the addition as addition modulo 7 in this example. So if we take 1, it belongs to Z7. we add same element to n terms. That means which place we can get 0. We take 1, addition modulus 7, 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 divided by 7, we get remainder 2, not as 0. So again we add 1. 3, remainder 3, not as 0. Therefore you can add again 4, up to we add 7 times. Obviously we grasp that with 1 can add 7 times. 3 and 1, we get 7. 7 divided by 7, the remainder is 0. So here 7 into 1 is equal to 0. Obviously there is no positive integer less than 7, not satisfying the condition n is equal to 0. So here up to here 3 times, here 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, but not get a remainder 0. You can add another one, then we get remainder 0. So then 7 into 1 is equal to 0. Similarly 2, if we take 2 belongs to Z, 7, 2 addition modulus 7, 2. 4 divided by 7, remainder is 4. Again we add 2. 4 plus 2, 6. 6 divided by 7, remainder is 6. So not equal to 0. So again we add 2. 2 plus 2, 4. 4 divided by 7, remainder is 4. Again we add 2. 2 plus 2, 4. 4 plus 2, 6. 6 divided by 7, we get remainder 6. We can add 2. That means 6 plus 2 is 8. 8 divided by 7, we get remainder 1. 1 plus 2, 3. 3 divided by 7, we get remainder 3. We can add 2. 3 plus 2 is 5. 5 divided by 7, we get remainder 5. Again we add 2. 5 plus 2, 7. 7 divided by 7, we get remainder 0. Simply we remember that 2 can be added 7 times, so we get 14. 14 divided by 7, we get remainder 0. So 7 into 4 is equal to 0. Here also 7 into 2 is equal to 0. So on. Dear students, we are verify this condition 3 for the element 3 and 4 and 5. Now I conclude that for 6 is belongs to Z7, then 6 addition modulus 7, 6. 6 plus 6, 12. 12 divided by 7, we get remainder 5. So again we add 6. 5 plus 6, 11. 11 divided by 7, we get remainder 4. We can add 6. Then 4 plus 6, 10. 10 divided by 7, we get remainder 3. We can add 6. 3 plus 6, 9. 9 divided by 7, we get remainder 2. We add 6. 6 plus 2, 8. 8 divided by 7, we get remainder 1. We add 6. Another 6, then 1 plus 6 is 7. 7 divided by 7, we get remainder 0. Here 6 also added as 7 times, then we get remainder 0. Therefore 7 into 6 is equal to 0. So here, therefore all the elements satisfying that 7x is equal to 0 for all x belongs to Z7. For all the elements satisfying that condition that 7a is equal to 7x is equal to 0 for all x is belongs to Z7. Obviously, there is a number less than 7 not satisfying that condition and a is equal to 0. Therefore, 7 is least element. 7 is least positive integer. Least positive integer such that 7x is equal to 0 for all x belongs to Z7. For all x belongs to Z7. Therefore, the characteristic of a ring Z7 is 7. Now, we will see the theorems for the characteristic of a ring. The characteristic of a ring. Statement: if R is a ring with unity element, the characteristic of R is P greater than 0 if and only if P is least positive integer such that P into 1 is equal to 0. If కాదు in a ring in R is ring with unity element, the characteristic of a ring, the statement, then the characteristic of a ring R is P greater than 0 if and only if P is the least positive integer, P into 1 is equal to 0. Here in this statement we have if and only if condition. That means we have to prove this theorem in two parts. First we have to assume that the characteristic of a ring R is P, and we have to prove P into 1 is equal to 0 where P is least positive integer. Conversely, we assume that P is a least positive integer for the unity element P into 1 is equal to 0. We have to prove that the characteristic of a ring R is P. Now, let R plus comma dot be a ring and 1 is unity element of R. First we assume that the characteristic of a ring R, the characteristic of a ring R is P, which is a positive integer. By the definition of a characteristic of a ring, already we learned the characteristic of a ring. By the definition of a characteristic of a ring is that there exists a least positive integer n such that n is equal to 0 for all A belongs to R. There exists a least positive integer such that NA is equal to 0 for all A belongs to R is the definition for the characteristic of a ring. So we write, by the definition we have PA is equal to 0 for all A belongs to R, where P is least positive integer. P is least positive integer. Therefore, in particular, first we assume that characteristic of a ring is P. In first part we have to prove that P into 1 is equal to 0 where P is least positive integer. So in particular we take unity element then which satisfying the condition P is equal to 0. That means that P into 1 is equal to 0 where P is least positive integer. P is least positive integer. Here our assumption that the characteristic of a ring is P. So by definition we can written as Pa is equal to 0 for all A belongs to R. That means all the elements in R satisfying that Pa is equal to 0 and where P is a least positive integer. In particular we take here 1 is also an element of R, that is unity element. So in particular we take A is equal to 1, you get P into 1 is equal to 0 where P is least positive integer. So we proved the first part. Now conversely we assume that P into 1 is equal to 0 where P is least positive integer. P is least positive integer. We have to prove that the characteristic of a ring is P. So that means we have to prove Pa is equal to 0. Pa is equal to 0 for all A belongs to R where P is least positive integer. We have to prove Pa is equal to 0 for all A belongs to R where P is least positive integer. We have to prove in our mind Pa is equal to 0 for all A belongs to R. If we take any element for any A belongs to R, we have Pa is equal to A plus A plus A plus up to P terms. We take common A, then 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus up to P terms. Then 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus up to P terms can be written as P into 1. In our hypothesis, P into 1 is equal to 0 where P is least positive integer. Therefore, A into 0 is equal to 0. Then here we get Pa is equal to 0. So for any A belongs to R, we have Pa is equal to 0. That means all you take any element of R, we get Pa is equal to 0 where P is least positive integer. Where P is we get Pa is equal to 0 where P is least positive integer. Therefore, first we assumed the characteristic of a ring is P. We proved P into 1 is equal to 0. Conversely, we assume that P into 1 is equal to 0 where P is a least positive integer. We have to prove that the characteristic of a ring is P. By the definition of a characteristic of a ring is Na is equal to 0 where N is least positive integer. So we have to prove Pa is equal to 0 for all A belongs to R. So for this we take an element A belongs to R. We have Pa is equal to, it can be written as A plus up to P terms. So then here A into 1 plus and so on up to P terms. So this is P into 1 our hypothesis in that p into 1 is equal to 0. So a into 0 is equal to 0. So then p is equal to 0 for all a belongs to R and p is least positive integer. So we conclude that the characteristic of a ring is p. Now we see one problem on characteristic of a ring that is also similar to the theorem, that is the characteristic of a Boolean ring is 2. That is the characteristic of a Boolean ring is 2. In the statement, the characteristic of a Boolean ring. What is Boolean ring? Already I told that the definition of a Boolean ring, that is in a ring or if a square is equal to a for all a belongs to R, then we say that R is Boolean ring. That is the definition for Boolean ring. That means every element, this is condition for idempotent element. That is, if a square is equal to a, then a is called idempotent element of the ring. That means every element of a Boolean ring is idempotent element, then that is Boolean ring. So here a square is equal to a for all a belongs to R. Let R plus comma dot be a Boolean ring. By definition, we have a square is equal to a for all a belongs to R. Now we have to prove the characteristic of this ring is 2. That means by definition of a characteristic of a ring is P, that you have P is equal to 0 for all a belongs to R and P is least positive integer. So in this problem we have to prove is 2. So 2a is equal to 0 for all a belongs to R and 2 is least positive integer. So let a belongs to R, then a plus a is also belongs to R because R is a ring. By addition is a binary operation. We have a plus a is also an element of R. Then by definition of a Boolean ring, that means since R is Boolean ring, so every element of R satisfying this condition a square is equal to a. So we can written as for this a plus a whole square is equal to a plus a. Now a plus a whole square can be written as a plus a into a plus a, that is equal to a plus a. Now applying the distributive laws to a plus a into a plus a, because our R is Boolean ring, so that ring satisfying all the properties of a ring. So a plus a can be treated as a and a plus a can be treated as b plus c. Now apply the left distributive law, that is a into b plus c is equal to a dot b plus a dot c. So a plus a into a plus a can be written as a dot b plus c, means b, that is a. Again a plus a is a dot c, that is a. Right side is a plus a. Again we apply right distributive law to this product and this product. Right distributive law is that b plus dot a is equal to b dot a plus c dot a. Now applying this property to a plus a into a, that is a dot a plus a dot a Again a dot a into a plus a into a. Here we have a plus a. Now a into a is a square plus a square plus a square a square. In our hypothesis, a plus a square is equal to the a. So we can written as a plus a plus a plus a plus is equal to a plus a. Here we add 0 element to this ring, this element, then we get again a plus a by R3. That is the existence of identity. We can add any element to this 0 element, we get again same element, that is a plus a. So